Oh, hey. Well, I'm Wiley Bailey, and I'm the National FFA Southern Region Vice President and serving as the sentinel for my team this year. And I'm coming to you with a very important message. Thank you letters. Now, they may just take a few moments to write, but they can mean the whole world to somebody. A few months ago, I was in Arkansas, and I met a member named Nick. Now, Nick followed me around all day. But it's okay because Nick was funny and he entertained me, and I enjoyed being around him. But Nick said something to me that was kind of interesting. He said, Wiley, I just don't know if I'm going to be in FFA next year. So I went home and I sat down and I thought, Nick just needs a little bit of encouragement. So I got a thank you letter out, and I started writing him a thank you letter. Why? Well, if you remember, Nick made me laugh and he entertained me. So I wrote him the thank you letter. I sent it. I didn't think much about it. A few weeks later, I get an email saying how much that Nick appreciated that thank you letter. And his ag teacher said that Nick was excited about FFA now and he really wanted to be more involved and was looking forward to the state and national FFA convention. She said, thank you for going out of your time and just simply writing him a thank you letter. Now, there are three groups of people that we need to write thank you letters to. The first are people like Nick, people that just need a little pick-me-up. So as a state officer or district officer or even a chapter officer, there are people that look up to you, and those people sometimes just need a little bit of encouragement. And who better to give it to them but you through a thank you letter? The second group of people are people who just go out of their way to do something nice for you. So I was in Indiana a couple of months ago, and I was at a member's home, and the member's mama walks up to me and she says, Wiley, is it okay if I wash your clothes for you? And I said, yeah. I said, my clothes are getting a little stinky, so I really appreciate that. She took them and she washed them, and she wasn't expecting anything in return. But when I got back to that night, I decided that I was going to write her a thank you letter. And I told her I appreciated what she did for me and her kindness. And a few weeks later, I received an email of that member telling me how much their mom appreciated that thank you letter. The third group of people are sponsors and supporters for the FFA, maybe for your chapter or for your district or your state. Now, everybody in the FFA would not be where we are if it weren't for supporters and sponsors of this great organization. And there are thousands of them across this country. People that you've probably never even met before, but what you experience through FFA would not be possible if it weren't for them. They deserve us to write them a simple thank you letter. I remember I was at the National FFA Convention one time, and I met a sponsor, and he came up to me and he said, Wiley, he said, I appreciate y'all writing these thank you letters to me and my company. He said, you'll never know. He said, what we do with them, we get them, and then we put them up in our office, and they stay up the whole year until we get more, and we take those down. In my mind, I thought, I never realized that they meant so much to them. We should write them a thank you letter. It just takes a few moments, but they look at those thank you letters all year. Now, how do you write a thank you letter? Well, the best advice I can give to you is let your heart motivate your words. You could sit there and just think about it for 30 minutes and try to write every word perfectly, but that's not what's important. What's in your heart is what's important, and that should be what's on the page. But there is a simple structure that I enjoy, that I use for writing thank you letters, and it's this. Simply start by saying thank you. So start by saying thank you, then tell them what they did for you specifically. Tell them how it made you feel right then, and then tell them how it is going to benefit you in the future. That simple structure works, and it means the world to them if you put your heart into it and just take a few minutes out of your time to put effort into that. People that need a little pick-me-up and encouragement, people that go out of their way and show kindness to you, and then supporters and sponsors of the FFA. Just takes a few moments. All it takes is a few moments, but it can mean the world to somebody. As for me and my buddy Plucky, we've got important business to go do. So we're going to leave you with a song, and we'll see you next time.